Fellas, a lot of things are happening right now. One of Iran's strikers hit the embassy of the United States of America in Tel Aviv. Americans are rushing left, right, center. Donald Trump left the G7 meeting to go and sit down about this war. Emmanuel Macron saying France is going to get involved against Iran. The Taliban have reacted. Pakistan says they are ready to drop the atomic bomb should anybody dare to destroy Iran. The Russians are rushing to North Korea to have a great deal of defense. Crazy things are happening right under our eye. Let's find out about it. Can I please ask you to do this? It costs you nothing, it makes us feel appreciated. Great stuff. You certainly want to know about what's happening between Iran and Israel right now. Now, I'm going to bring it to you. Iran has intensified its attack on Israel. They're bombing left, right, center. Matter of fact, fragments of missiles damaged the brand of the US Embassy in Tel Aviv. No American casualty, but significant material have been destroyed. The question is this one: what's going to happen next? Well, something has already happened. US President Donald Trump left G7 summit in Canada early to focus on the crisis. So Israel and Iran are fighting each other. Iran shot a missile to Tel Aviv and some of the fragments hit the US Embassy, destroying a lot of equipment. Question number one: what is Donald Trump trying to do right now? 2. Why did he leave the meeting early to focus on the crisis? Question number 3. Is America getting into the war right now? Question number 4. Was this planned perhaps by somebody else, accusing Iran of destroying the US Embassy to drag the United States of America into the war? Let me know how you feel about that. This escalation marks a significant turning point in the Israel-Iran conflict, with potential implication for regional stability and international relations. Things are going crazy, fellas. Well, fellas, the Taliban have reacted. They're very, very angry. They've condemned military strike on Iran. Okay? A lot of people talk about Muslims not looking after each other. In this case, a lot of Muslim nations are not backing Iran in its deed and its war against Israel. While the Taliban have come forward and say they are condemning what Israel is doing to Iran right now. The Taliban have condemned Israel's military strike on Iran, calling them a clear violation of international law and a threat to regional stability. In a statement, the Taliban declared that these attacks were blatant violation of the fundamental principles of international law, especially the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the state. So, the Taliban have come forward speaking out. You know what's happened with the Taliban in Afghanistan. They fought Americans for about 20 years, but at the later stage, Americans decided to leave. They didn't quite win the war. They left. They've taken over. Now, as you look at the map, you can see where Afghanistan is, see where Iran is. They say they condemn what's happening right now. This is a clear violation of international law. Well, Pakistan has spoken out. They're very, very clear about something. They say they're going to intervene if anything drastic happens to Iran. Iranians have claimed that Pakistan will use nuclear weapons against Israel if Israel uses one against them. This is a major escalation right now, fellas. The statements were made by Mohsen Rezaei during an interview on Iranian state TV.
Pakistan will drop a nuclear bomb on Israel if Israel drops a nuclear bomb on Iran.
Mohsen Rezaei is a conservative Iranian. You're probably asking who this person is. He's a politician affiliated. He's also been a senior officer in the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. So he's not just anybody talking. They've been certified by Pakistan. If anything to that level happens to them, they're going to bomb Israel. Well, fellas, Pakistani Defense Minister Khawaja Asif, the Western world should be concerned about the conflict caused by Israel. As you can see clearly, Pakistan's got a sense. Okay, Pakistan's got a position. They are supporting Iran. You can clearly see it looks like we fed up of this. We are tired of this. They are clearly creating mayhem, and we're not going to be here watching while this unfolds. Their support for Israel, a rogue state, could have catastrophic consequences. So you can see here, fellas, that we have nations coming together into groups, each nation supporting a particular group. What's going to happen? Are we ready for this, really? Like, do you have cash in your house? Because if shit hit the fans, the first thing to collapse could be the financial system. Yeah? I know it sounds quite, but hey, you have no idea. Have you ever been in war before? Have you ever been in a war country before? Well, it's very interesting, or uninteresting, should I say, because a lot of things don't function. Machines, ATMs go down. The money you have is the money's in your pocket. You have no money cash in your pocket, my brother. Your situation, you're just as rich as what you possess. I remember clearly my mom giving me, at the time, she used to sell shoes and clothes and stuff for women. She gave me brand new shoes to put in a bag just to walk away in case something drastic happens, you can sell the brand new shoes to just somebody so you can have cash. I'm just saying, let's continue. President Emmanuel Macron has reaffirmed France's commitment to defend Israel. So in the midst of all this, he said, oh, we are ready. We are going to defend Israel if shit hits the fan. It doesn't matter who starts the war. We are going to line up with Israel. Listen to him.
We supported all of Israel's targeted operations, its clear desire to protect itself from terrorism. But in no case have we supported operations that put civilian lives in danger. And that's why, as early as the end of October 2023, we called for a ceasefire in the region. As for Iran, we support Israel's security. And so if Israel were to be attacked in retaliation by Iran, France, given its assets, and if it were in a position to do so, would take part in operations to protect and defend Israel.
Is this correct or not? Supporting somebody blindly. Can you support somebody blindly because they are your friends? Is that a sign of real friendship? Supporting somebody blindly even if they are wrong, Or you should sometimes pull away and try to analyze things and say, should I support my friend because right now I believe is it wrong or not? Let me know how you feel about that. Jackson Hinkle has made a comment. An American opinionated person has said that one of the reasons why this war is actually happening is because Trump and his friend are trying to get into Iran to go steal oil, gas, and many other things. They want to level up the country, change the government because this government clearly doesn't work for the interest of Western nations. So let's try to find a way back, go change regime into Iran. So what he's trying to say is that the reason why they're attacking Iran, it has nothing to do with nuclear power or nuclear bomb. As opposed to what they're saying. The reason why they're trying to get inside this country is because they actually want their hand in petrol, gas, and stuff. Listen to him.
To try and achieve regime change in Iran so they can steal Iran's oil, their gas, privatize their banks, privatize their land, their agriculture, their assets, and make sure that Iran never, ever, ever again goes against the American and or Israeli interests when it comes to foreign policy and war ever again in the future, okay? This is a terrible decision. America, you cannot support war with Iran. This is absolutely deranged. Donald Trump, a lot of people think Donald Trump is acting like a king. No, Donald Trump is not a king. He is a slave, and more specifically, he is a slave.
How do you feel about that? Do you think he's telling the truth? I mean, we know there have been rumors about Americans in Syria. You know, Americans went to Syria supposedly to defend innocent people. But then we heard stories about Americans looting oil, tankers filled with oil by American troops. Where does the tanker from Syria be going to? Why are you going to somebody else's country supposedly to protect, but all of a sudden you got tankers full of oil and stuff like that? Like, what was that about? Is this the same situation they're trying to do in Iran? One of Russia's security advisor, Sergei Shoigu, has flown to North Korea to have a discussion with the counterpart. Obviously, things are going very, very fast with the attack on Iran. What's going to happen next? Will the Americans come together and support Israel? Because many people believe Israel is trying to find a way to bring America into the war by declarations, by, it's going to be easy for them. I mean, who are you to blame them? Obviously, it's easier to fight somebody if you are 5 than fighting them if you're alone. So with the Americans, now the French and them trying to go together, and Germany and the British support. Did you hear what the British said about this? Listen to this.
I am clear that Israel has the right to defend itself against Iranian aggression. I'm equally clear that we need to avoid further regional escalation and urge all sides to show restraint. Iran should not respond. We will continue to work with allies to de-escalate the situation across the region.
With them going over there, doesn't this mean if Iran fails, the next thing is going to probably be Russia? Because by beating Iran, you make the war against Russia easier. Remember, Iran supplied Russia with a lot of Shahed drones. Remember that. So, one by one, first it was Syria. Syria's gone. Now it's Iran. Iran's going to be gone. The next thing will be what? Question mark. Isn't it in the interest of the Russians to make sure that this stops right here? Shoigu is scheduled to hold talks with North Korean leadership on the implementation of agreements reached during the visit earlier in June as part of the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Treaty signed last year by the two leaders. So basically, Russia signed an agreement with North Korea and Iran. The difference between the agreement between Russia and Iran and Russia and North Korea is that the agreement with Iran is just limited to exchange of technology, scientists, and military support. The agreement with North Korea is a treaty, meaning if one of us is attacked, the other one is obligated to immediately enter the war. So is this a signal that it's happening? Let me go speak to you because things are getting closer. Let me know how you feel about this. You know, this is crazy. There's a lot of report. I'm not trying to bring it to you as much as I possibly can. I know we speak a lot about Africa as much as we do. You cannot really understand what's happening in Africa if your eyes are blind to what's happening in the world. Let me know how you feel about this. I want to know from you. I want you to comment. And also, fellas, YouTube says that a lot of you guys watch videos, but you're not subscribed. Why are you not subscribed? Please click on the button so we can push further. Okay? Before you do that, you know what it is. God bless.